let's go over how to reinstall the valves on a Packard straight 8. This should be pretty similar for all the years that have straight 8s, straight 6s as well, with the valves on the passenger side here. So the valve assembly is made up of the following components. You got the valve here. This one is an intake. You have the spring, an upper lock washer. This keeps the spring from spinning around. A lower spring seat. You have the keepers right here to hold the spring onto the valve, and you have the lifter down here at the bottom. These are hydraulic lifters. They are non-adjustable. The only thing that matters on these is that they are not leaking down. Ross Miller has a great video, Speedwell Garage, if you want to look that up on YouTube, on testing these hydraulic lifters. But essentially these things come apart into two pieces, and they need to be cleaned out well, tested to make sure that they are able to hold pressure with the oil, and then reassembled, and they're supposed to be reassembled dry. So these lifters, to take them apart, push down and you're going to twist in the direction that winds up the spring, and it should just pop right out. So these are a matched fit, very precise. Don't mix up the top with the body of another one. They need to stay together. When you reassemble them after cleaning them in kerosene and making sure that everything is good on the leak down, they're supposed to be assembled dry. So blow everything out, no oil or anything on these, and just put them back together again. And twist, and now you're locked and ready to go. Now these spring retainers, these keepers, clip onto the valve right here on that groove. You can see on the inside they have a little ring that snaps right into that, and it keeps the spring from moving. It has a tapered end, small at the top, large at the bottom. Two halves that are supposed to go together. These can be a real challenge to install in the car. One way to do it is to put some grease on the valve stem or on the keepers, and that will hold it in place while you install it. It's going to be hard to fit your fingers in there, and it can be a little disconcerting just in case something lets go. You don't want to crush your fingers or hurt them with that spring. So there are some tools out there. These are old vintage tools. These are designed specifically for putting keepers on flathead engines. So the way that this works is there are two levers. You have this one here. You can push that all the way forward until it spreads the jaws like that. And then you push this bottom one also all the way forward. Now, you put one side open. You're going to put one half of the keeper with the large side down. It'll hold it just like that. You'll do the other side here. And now you're ready to go. Now in the car, you're going to have the spring compressed, the valve is in, and then this thing is just going to slide on underneath the spring compressor. So if you kind of watch here, I'm going to hold this bottom tab, keep it from coming back, and you just push it in, and it's on. You're going to have to wiggle it around and move it just a little bit until it kind of snaps into place, just like that. You can see the keepers on. You let the spring down, decompress it. Once it's decompressed, then you just pull this thing off. It's a lot easier in the car, and these things will stay in place from the spring pressure. All right, let me see if I can get everything in here with this camera in the way. Before you install anything else, you need to make sure that you put the hydraulic lifter back in. So just drop it down into the housing there. On the spring, you want to put the star washer up on top and slide this in. Easy to go over the lifter first. And now you're kind of in place there. The bottom one, this goes up, flat side goes down. And you need to get this to kind of go up underneath the spring. It's going to be really hard with just one hand here. But you slide it in and get that in place. All right, so I've got the spring and the seats installed. We'll go ahead and drop in the valve. All right, so with the valve in place, we're going to go ahead and start compressing that spring. I'm using a spring compressor from KD Tools. These are old vintage ones. and work pretty well on these old straight 8s here. There we go. It's going to be a little hard to tighten by hand. You have to use both hands to get that to compress. And also very awkward with the camera and the light in the way. Alright, so we got it compressed pretty well. I can see the retaining ring. I'm going to put a little weight against the valve on the top and just push it down slightly. Alright, so I got the valve pushed down a little bit. You can see the retaining ring a little bit better. By the way, I have this cylinder at top dead center, which means that the piston is on the compression stroke. I have it all the way up to the very top. So the valves, both of them, should be at the bottom of the cam lobe. It's much easier to get it compressed. So use my little spring keeper retaining tool here. Let's see if I can get this in where I need it to be. So get it situated, push it in, and I'm going to move it up and down until I can feel it click and just kind of get a peek at it. Looks like the keepers are in place. You can see this is kind of fitting loosely. You leave it on for now. And we're going to undo the compressor. I'll try very hard not to bump the camera. And we'll see if those keepers stayed in place. There you go. So now, we go ahead and just pull this thing off. There you go. And we'll take out the compressor. And there we go. Everything is set. And that's all there is to it. Some valves are easier to get to than others, but that's the process. You can use it with grease for the keepers, or you can use one of these tools. I've found the tool to be pretty easy, and I really don't want to get my fingers in the middle of that. But yeah, do this 16 more times and you have them all reinstalled.